Yes, guys, Grey 100. Now, Bruno Fernandes. What is going on? He's a contract to sign, possibly. However, he's contracted for a further 12 months this coming season, and United have an option for a further 12 months. So that's 2 years, right? So he may have 2 years on his contract. However, there are whispers and conversations going on. Excuse me. Now, the Manchester Evening News titled Bruno Fernandes open to Manchester United transfer as £64 million request claim made. United have a decision to make over Bruno Fernandes' future at the club during this summer transfer window, with their captain, it does say it's a typo, in the final season of his current contract. Now this is by Matthew Abbott of the Manchester Evening News. Bruno is reportedly ready to join Galatasaray during the summer transfer window. Fernandes, 31, is in the final 12 months of a 3-year contract signed in 24, although United have an option to extend that deal by another season. United are planning for the future with their captain, but any club outside England can exercise a £56 million release clause in that deal. There are currently no plans to offer Fernandes a new contract ahead of the coming season, but that could all change once the campaign is underway. Clubs are already being credited with an interest in him. Turkish journalist Yagiz Sabunkoglu, have I got that right, claims that the Portugal international is ready to make a move to Turkey. However, it remains unclear whether Galatasaray are equally willing to pay the player's release clause. I guess not. It is claimed United are asking for around £64 million for Fernandes, and that he is open to the move. Open in inverted commas. Galera are in the market for an attacking midfielder and are said to have contracted? No, it's not an illness, although it's Real Madrid, so it could be. Contacted Real Madrid about Brahim Diaz. Turkey international Can Uzun of Eintracht Frankfurt is another name mentioned, and there are suggestions that they could be interested in taking Phil Foden on loan from Manchester City. Fernandes, however, hinted at staying with United this summer. He spoke about the club before this summer's World Cup. Playing for United is always a special moment for everyone. At the same time, it brings a lot of responsibility with it. But I don't think anyone comes to Manchester United thinking that we won't have the responsibility to win a game. To be at the top of the Premier League, at the top of European football, because the club's history brings that responsibility, he says. He goes on, regardless of the most recent years, they were not at the level that the club was used to. I think everyone always believes that we can be the ones who are going to do this, the ones who are going to turn the page, the ones who are going to make it possible for United to fight on all fronts. And I think that has to be special for us players to realise that we can be the main, let's say, protagonists of this change of history for United to win again. Those comments came after United Chief Executive Omar Barada said, "We'd like him to stay. Of course we do. He's had a great season on the pitch, but more importantly, he's shown to everybody that he is a great leader. People don't see what he does outside of the pitch. He understands the values of the club really well, and I think we've seen him help a lot of the younger signings." Michael Carrick also shares the same stance. Asked on the final day of the season if Fernandes would stay, he said, "I've got no reason to think otherwise. We've loved what he's done and he loves being here. I think you can see that. He wanted to stay on the pitch. He wants to stay on every single game because he's enjoying his football, which is fantastic." Now, that's all we've got on Bruno. Now, what I wanted to have a quick look at was a link that they have in the evening news to Joshua Zirkzee. So I'll just line that one up. But while I'm doing that, what are people's opinions on Bruno as far as this potential alleged transfer is concerned? Now, I'm hearing a lot of people say, oh, he's waiting to see how they do in the transfer window. If he's not happy, he's going to put in a transfer request, and therefore anyone outside of English league can then try and activate his release clause. Now, what the truth is there, I don't think anyone knows. Maybe Bruno knows. So get in the comments, let me know what you think about that. While you're at it, if you wouldn't mind, smash a like, subscribe and press the bell for notifications. Really help the channel and I'd really appreciate it. Joshua Zirkzee's feelings on Man United exit and what dressing room think of transfer. Manchester United forward Joshua Zirkzee has an uncertain future at Old Trafford after failing to set the Premier League alight under a number of coaches. Joshua Zirkzee is reportedly eager to fight for his place at United, with the club competing in Europe next season. The Dutch forward has been widely linked with an exit, but wants to earn a place in Michael Carrick's plans. Zirkzee failed to earn a regular spot in his time at Old Trafford, failing to force his way into Ruben Amorim's or Michael Carrick's starting lineups after arriving at the club under Erik ten Hag. The 25-year-old has managed 5 goals in 56 Premier League appearances. United are open to Zirkzee's exit this summer, but the former Bayern Munich youngster is content to stay, with European football set to offer more opportunities, per Mail Online. The Netherlands international wanted to depart in January, but was told by the club that it would not be possible. So United didn't want to let him go, according to the Evening News and Mail Online. Zirkzee started United's first friendly of the summer against Wrexham on Saturday. He failed to help United to victory as the Welsh side won 1-0 in Helsinki. The outing will have done little to convince Carrick he should consider Zirkzee as a striking option after he fell down the pecking order following the arrival of Matheus Cunha, Benjamin Sesko and Brian Mbeumo 12 months ago. He is better suited to a deeper position where minutes will also be difficult to come by. Nevertheless, Zirkzee remains one of the more popular figures in United's dressing room. Now, I'm sorry, being popular for me means nothing. Zilch. He could be the nicest lad in the world, and he very well may be. But I'm sorry, I'm a United fan. I want what's best for United. I don't want to hear he's a good lad. Despite his struggles in England, the forward has regularly been linked to a return to Italy. He joined United in a £36.5 million deal from Bologna. Juventus is said to have reached out over the possibility of a deal this summer. The Serie A side have reportedly asked about the potential terms of a deal for the attacker as they look to replace Dusan Vlahovic. However, Juve prefer a move for PSG's star Randall Kolo Muani. They have failed to reach an agreement with the French champions so far. I don't care about that bit. Anyway, let me know what you think. Bruno, is he at a point where if he's not happy, he's gone? Somebody come and get me, activate the release clause, I'll accept it, I'm out of here. He's got Champions League football, but is he convinced we have the squad to do well in the competition? I'm sure he's not sat there thinking, we need a squad to win this year. I'm sure he's quite a level-headed person, and he's probably thinking, first year back in the Champions League, let's go give a good representation of ourselves. Let's do well in the competition. I'm sure it's not, we've got to win it or I'm off before we enter. I'm not having that. Joshua Zirkzee, nice lad, wants to stay and fight. What are the chances of him being successful there? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. You know me, Grey 100, out.